Coco, news time, 6:11. You see them doing it all over the place. Sometimes it's teenagers, sometimes it's hipsters, but it's vaping. Well, there's a new study that shows that teenage vaping could lead to heavy smoking later in life. Dr. John Duncan is the CEO of ViaScan, which specializes in the early detection of heart disease, lung cancer, and other life-threatening disease. Dr. Duncan, some people are able to use vaping to quit smoking, but teenagers are another story entirely.
I think that's exactly right, and that's what this study points to that was published in the esteemed medical journal of the American Medical Association. And in fact, the researchers were right there in Los Angeles at USC School of Medicine, and they found some very concerning things. I think the tobacco industry has found a marketing strategy to develop lifelong revenue streams by really focusing on trying to addict the youth of our country to this very deadly product of tobacco. And they do it to try to glamorize it, as you say, to make it appealing and really appear to be less dangerous. And so when you're looking at the youth and they think that there's something they want to experiment with, it seems appealing and less dangerous than smoking cigarettes. It seems innocent and innocuous. That's exactly, I think, the marketing strategy that the tobacco industry is seeing that's paying big dividends, because this study shows that the frequent vapors turn into frequent tobacco users 6 months later. Almost 20% of the frequent vapors became frequent smokers, and an additional 12% of the occasional became occasional smokers. So some 32% frequent vapors versus only 2% of the students that reported that they never vaped at all.
Man, that is scary for parents. So, what if somebody who's listening right now sees their teenager vaping? What do they do?
I think we need to really focus on the truth and the facts. And the truth and the facts are that vaping is not some harmless thing that we do that's not less dangerous. It has nicotine in these e-cigarettes. Nicotine is very addictive, and it can, as this study pointed out, lead to tobacco use. The body has a mechanism built in, and why it's addicting is there's nicotinic receptors in the body that when a person uses a tobacco product that has nicotine in it, it becomes addicting like any other drug, cocaine, heroin, other types of drugs. So it is a very addictive type of product, and that's why it's so hard to quit. And so the parents should be alarmed and not think, well, it's a safer alternative to cigarettes. That's kind of the marketing hyperbole, I think, that they've been told. But this study points very clearly they should pay attention if their children are vaping.
Now, Dr. Duncan, for a lot of people, though, maybe they've got kids and they don't vape and they don't smoke. How do you keep them from starting those things?
I think you just tell them that the health hazards of this habit can have deadly consequences. That's the message. I think there was another study that came out that hit the press today that the tobacco use is continuing to decline. That's great news for public health advocates such as myself. But what it also said, that was the good news. The bad news was that of those tobacco users, the cancers, there's 40% cancer rate in those tobacco users. That's astounding if you stop to think of it. Almost half of the tobacco users have a chance of developing cancers with continued use of that product.
Man, it is so dangerous and so deadly, and nobody wants to see kids smoking. Dr. Duncan, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Again, if you see your kids vaping, there's a really good chance, unfortunately, that they'll start smoking. So you're going to have to step in. We appreciate the time.